Hello, Longhorn families. Today we're going to break down our TEAC 3.4K, which has scholars represent and solve one and two-step word problems that involve multiplication and division. But before we can get to our word problems, I'd rather master the concept of division before we start. All right, so I'm going to give you an example and we're going to work through this together. All right, so the example that I want to give you here is 42 divided by 7. All right. So when I'm looking at a problem like this, what I want to remember here is my vocabulary. I know that 42 will be my dividend because in a division problem, this is the total number that we're trying to get to. Okay, 42 is our dividend. 7 will actually be our divisor. All right. And what I like to remember when it comes to divisor is that is actually the number of groups that we're going to draw. Remember, division is somewhat similar to equal groups. So I'm going to draw 7 equal groups. So I'm going to remind myself that this is the number of groups. All right? And what I'm looking for is my quotient. So with the division problem, I'm trying to see how many times can 42 actually go into 7. Did you hear what I just said? How many times can it go into 7? So I'm going to draw my divisor, which is my number of groups here. How many groups do we have? 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. And now I'm going to see how many times 42 can be split evenly amongst 7 groups. Okay. So the way that I do that is by giving one number until I get to 42. All right. So I'm going to give one number to each group until I hit my big number here, which is 42, our dividend. So the way that looks is by doing this. I can use dots or I can simply use tallies. So the way I like to use tallies, remember, just a reminder, if you're using tallies, you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that makes 5 just like that. All right, so let's go ahead and try that here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. All right, by looking at my tallies here, I know that if this equals 5, I know that this will be 5 plus one more, which is 6. So inside each group, how many tallies are inside of each group? 6. So in this case, 42 divided by 7 would equal 6, which means that is our quotient. All right. And let's say you're not comfortable with using this strategy. That's okay, because we do have another strategy known as skip counting. All right, and so the way that I like to do skip counting is by simply drawing a little table here, just like this. All right, so I'm going to skip count, and I'm going to write basically my multiplication facts, and I'm going to do that for my divisor, which is 7. So the way that looks is I'm going to do 1. What's 1 times 7? 7. Okay, 2. What's 2 times 7? 14. 3. What's 3 times 7? 21. What's 4 times 7? 28. Remember, what number are we trying to stop at? What number do we get to and we stop? 42, okay? What is 5 times 7? 35. And then lastly, what is 6 times 7? 42. All right, so let's say you're not keen of your multiplication facts. Now we can look at this and we can say 6 gets us to 42. So 6 groups, and remember this would be your number of groups. 6 groups would get you to 42. Remember, when we're skip counting, all we're doing is we're adding plus 7 to every answer. So 7 plus 7 is 14. 14 plus 7 is 21. 21 plus 7 is 28, which goes here. 28 plus 7 is 35. And 35 plus 7 is 42, which goes right there. All right, so really skip counting will also help you get your answer. Now, what I do want you to recall is the fact that when you are dividing, you will set your problem up like this. So you're going to simply write 42 divided by 7 equals 6. Now, what's the commutative property of what we just wrote? Okay, let's say we were to use another method. Let's say multiplication. So instead of saying 42 divided by 7 equals 6, you could also multiply, and you could say that 7 times 6, you could turn this equal sign into a multiplication sign, and you can say that 7 times 6 equals what? Our total here, 42. Okay? Now, what if I gave you this problem here? 42 divided by 6. What would that equal? That would equal 7. You could also do 6 groups and split 42 up amongst those 6 groups. That'll get you 7 in each group. All right? And what's the commutative property of what we just wrote here for our multiplication of 7 times 6? You could also say 6 times 7 equals 42. So this is ways that I like to check my division. And this helps me realize that multiplication, in fact, does actually relate to division. So by coming in and taking a look at this, you can clearly get a look here that division is literally, this is the equal groups method, and then this will go ahead and be our skip counting method. So whichever way works best for you, as long as you don't forget our vocabulary. And that was, again, this right here, 6. Our answer would be our quotient. All right. So I hope this helped you. If you need more help with division, let me know.